Well, I think that it's a clear case of neo-segregation, in my view. I don't consider this to be a particularly inclusive initiative. The idea that you have swimming lessons at a university which is racially exclusive in the sense that only black people would participate in the swimming lessons. But I think that what was really interesting there is the kind of stats that you raised, that actually a lot of this is actually a class issue. That many people from low income backgrounds who perhaps live in parts of the country where there's not particularly good access to those swimming facilities.
Or it's just expensive.
Or exactly, or the fact that you'd have to pay a relatively hefty fee to use those facilities means that there's not high rates of swimming-related activity in those relatively deprived communities. And I think the statistics said there that 1 in 3 UK adults can't swim an entire length. Which is a lot of people. That would be a great proportion of the white British mainstream. So I think that it's a real shame that swimming and, to be honest, all kinds of sporting activities which can bring different communities together would be used in such a way which, in my view, is deeply exclusionary.
When they have 95% of black adults who can't swim, is this perhaps behind this, saying, well, actually, you might feel more comfortable learning to swim with people of your own race, and maybe that's an idea to do it? I mean, it's interesting that on this notice here that we're putting on the screen at the moment, we'll read it out for the majority of people who are listening on the radio. Unity Swim provides tailored swimming lessons to individuals from underrepresented communities who may have had limited or no access to swimming and other sports experiences. These lessons specifically support our black, capitalised B, students, offering them an opportunity to develop a valuable life-saving skill in a safe, inclusive environment. The pool, sauna and steam room and spa will be exclusively reserved for the session during the above specified times and dates that dates cannot be accessed. So they're basically saying to other students you can't use the pool at that time. In a safe, inclusive environment. I mean, it's not inclusive if anybody's not black. And also, I mean, is it unsafe if there are people who are white or Asian there?
Well, that's the whole point. It strikes me as incredibly divisive. I would have just thought that it'd be based on ability. If you're not particularly good at swimming, exactly, beginners essentially, irrespective of your racial or ethnic background. If you're at that sort of beginner stage, where not particularly advanced stage in terms of swimming ability, then you learn together. And I'm just really not sure why we have to go down this sort of road of racial fragmentation when it comes to trying to improve swimming ability in local communities.
When the statistics show us that actually, as you say, only 50% of children from low-income families can swim a length of the pool unaided. I mean, I'm sure it's a good idea to have beginners swimming for everybody of all races, but they're calling themselves Unity Swim. It's just not very unified, is it?
No, it's not. It doesn't strike me as a very inclusive initiative at all. And I think that just the statistics that we've been discussing just now, it suggests that there's a large proportion of the population, irrespective of ethnic and racial background, who don't have particularly high level of swimming skills.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure why we have to go down this road of racial segmentation when it comes to swimming in our local communities.
I always ask the question when there's something specifically for any community or any group of people, would you have a whites-only swimming lessons, for example? And let me tell you, that absolutely would not happen.